Okay, I think now, okay, fine, I'm recording. I just want to go over how to find your calorie bracket and also explain a bit about where the nutritional resources are now that you have joined Beachbody On Demand. Pretty simple. You might have seen some of the posts I've added in our group. I'll just share those with you right now. I've added them all into a unit called Meal Prep 101. This literally goes through everything in quite a lot of detail. Calculating your calorie bracket. I know a few people have struggled to find the information on that. It is in the nutrition guide. I will show that to you in a minute. But also wanted to sort of give you some meal plan ideas. Now, I tend to fall in the meal plan B. And so I will share, I'm actually going to put a plan together for you, but you can see in here, if you click this, this gives you a whole lot, if I'm just going to quickly open it on Chrome, a whole lot of, gives you a summary of what you're allowed. Now, this is if you're following timed nutrition. You don't have to follow timed nutrition. You can just use these containers as and when you want. It tells you you've got 4 green, which are vegetables, 3 purples, which are fruits, 4 reds, which are protein, 3 yellows, which are carbs, 1 healthy fats, 1 seeds and nuts, and butters and oils and things like that, 4 teaspoons of that. So also gives you a food list, so it's super easy. You can see what you can use in each of the containers. Now, if you've not got the containers, I've added the container equivalents to our unit. You can get hold of the containers if you want to, and the containers actually come as part of some of the programs that we offer. So what you want to make sure is when you're having a look at this, you try and eat from the sort of the top third, ideally, of each of the lists, because these are the healthier foods in each of these categories. You'll see it's from H Day Obsession. It doesn't really matter. If you're going to actually use the portion container system, H Day Obsession has some awesome resources, as does 21 Day Fix, which I will share with you. But just gives you a few ideas. Now, this one is without the performance line if you're not using Energize or Recover. This is based on a morning workout, so you can move these times around a little bit, but on the whole you want to have sort of a snack before you do your workout, and then you would have your post-workout and your breakfast. So I have my Shakeology sort of late, as a late lunch. As a pre-workout meal, I tend to have half a banana with a teaspoon of almond butter and also my Energize. So, but these are for you to have a look at. You can work it out, see what fits best with you. The thing I love about Time Nutrition is that it categorizes the pots that I should be using, rather than me knowing that I've got like 4 greens, 4 reds, 3 purples, etc., and then having to put them together and create a meal from them, throughout the day. Just the Time Nutrition, I just think, is super easy. So if that's something you want to explore more, you can find all that on the H Day Obsession resources, and I will share that with you in a minute. This is with the performance line if you're using it. So you need to have a look through these and work out which is going to be best for you. These are with evening workout, so it pretty much takes everything into account. And have a look at what some of these recipes are. They're super easy. What I tend to do is keep it as simple as possible. Sorry, I've heard somebody come back. I tend to just stick to a few favorite meals. It just makes it easy, and I batch cook. I don't tend to prepare all my meals on a Sunday like some people do. I just like the variety. I like to have some variety in my week ahead. But you've got to work with what suits you best. And if nutrition is a struggle, and if you're learning meal prep, if you're in the early days of meal prep, I would suggest you keep it super easy, and you can always build and get a little bit more extravagant with your planning and prepping as you go along. So I am going to now put a meal plan together. I'm going to show you how easy it is. I tend to work out the proteins and the carbs first, and then I add all the others around them. So I tend to, at the moment, I'm having oatmeal. I'm having like porridge oats for breakfast, which I love. Sometimes, especially in the winter, I'll tend to do eggs and green beans and soya beans and that sort of thing. But I'm just going to literally show you what I do. So I'm going to go across here, and I'm literally just going to add a quick, I'm going to pop them, I'm literally going to build like a plan together. So I have oatmeal, and I'm going to make that yellow because it'll be easier for you to see as we, let's make that a bit darker as we go through, so don't want it to look too green either. That's probably okay, and we'll just make that a bit smaller, and then it will fit in, hopefully. So I've got one of my yellows there already, so I know I can knock one of my yellows off. I'm going to dot my proteins around as well. So I've got, if I'm going to start my proteins, I think that's easier, except for breakfast. Obviously the main thing is my oatmeal, but I am going to add my proteins to that as well. So now I'm going to copy that, and then I'm just going to make it red. And that is going to become my Greek, oops, yeah, it is, yeah, good. Greek yogurt, because I have that on my oatmeal. And then I might, so another red could be, I'll probably have cottage cheese for my lunch maybe. So I'm just going to copy that because it's the same color. We can build this out. Cot cheese. Dinner, I might have, oh, what have I just done? I might have chicken. My dinner. Are you talking to yourself? No, I'm recording a screen. I'm doing a tutorial for my bootcampers. Did they just hear me asking? Yes. Okay, sorry. This doesn't matter. And so, and then my Shakeology will be one of my snacks, and Shakeology is also a red. So let's pop that there. So now I know I've got all my reds done. So I've got another 2 yellows that I can use, and 2 more carbs that I can use. So another of my carbs is going to be, let me have a little think. I might have a sweet potato with my meal. So if I just copy that. Sweet potato. And another of my final carbs. Now, this is something to bear in mind. If you like wine, like I do, wine and beer and also dark chocolate count as a carb. So I, at the moment, because I don't eat many carbs, I might have a round of toast at breakfast as an extra, but rarely. I might have a round of toast with cottage cheese on it at lunch, or you can have a glass of wine with your dinner. So you can do it as you like. In fact, I'm going to go healthy. I'm going to put I'm going to have a round of toast with my cottage cheese. And so you'll see I've done my 3 yellows. So next we're going to fill in with the greens. So the greens I think are quite easy because I love greens. So I'm going to add tomatoes with this. I'll just make that into green color because I love cherry tomatoes with cottage cheese on toast. I think it's absolutely delicious. Of course, I'm going to have some greens in my meal, and I'm allowed 4 packs of greens on the Plan B meal plan. So I'm going to have green beans, and I might have also some asparagus, because I love my veggies. And I'm still allowed to have another one, so I would put another one in with my shake. You can't taste it. I normally blend up either frozen broccoli or frozen cauliflower. It makes the shake nice and cold, and it gives it a sort of more a slightly thicker consistency. I prefer my shake slightly thicker. I know some people like them thinner. You just have to work out what works best for you. But if you prefer it thinner, just add a drop more water. So now I've got my 4 green containers. So now I'm going to add my purples. One of my purples will be prunes or fruit, because I have that with my yogurt. I'm big into prunes at the moment. I love them, and I have just a few, sort of 6 or 7 prunes. You use the container to measure it out, but I normally have about 6 or 7 prunes on there. And then I've got another 2, so I'll probably have some berries in my shake as well. Don't worry, it's got the cauliflower. Like I said before, you can't taste the cauliflower. And these will be frozen berries that I would have. And also I would probably have, my pre-workout meal would be half a banana. So this doesn't really allow for the pre-workout meal to go on it, but I'm just going to add it into Tuesday as a pre-workout. So half banana, banana. And so just remember, Tuesday is my pre-workout meal at the moment. So you can see I've used my 3, sorry, I've got a phone call coming through now as well. It's just like the beauty of live videos. Oh, I can't turn it off. So I've used my 3 containers there. And then next I've got 1 healthy fats. That would probably be avocado. I love avocado, and I will also have it with my dinner. So I'm just going to turn that into blue. It will be about half an avocado. You can mush it up to get into the blue container. With practice, you'll work out, you know, what works best. You know, how much you can get in each other container. Just while I'm on that point, when you're looking at the carbs, we all tend to eat way more carbs than we should do. And the yellow container is for cooked carbs, not raw or uncooked. So you're looking at pasta and rice that has already absorbed the water. That will just give you an idea when you look at the amount of containers that you're allowed, just how much most of us are eating way too many carbs, and it just eventually turns to fat. So you're not doing yourself any good at all. Just up. You want you want to up on your veggies. Those are the most important thing, and reduce your carbs on the whole. So just beware of that. So now I've got my blue is filled. I've got my seeds, which I would add to my breakfast, because I'm just going to add chia seeds to that, because I often have chia seeds or omega-3 seeds on my porridge. So I'm going to make that go orange, so we can see that. And then I've got 4 teaspoons. So I'm just also thinking, yeah, the Greek yogurt, I would actually mix Greek yogurt and milk up for that. So that's sort of half and half to form a red there. Okay, just to sort of clarify, because milk falls within soya milk I use falls within the protein. I think dairy is a carb, I think, off the top of my head. So I would, certainly for my dinner, I would use a teaspoon of, have I got a teaspoon? I'm just going to call it teaspoon. I would use probably coconut oil or butter. I'm pretty butter, actually. I love butter, garlic butter. So I would make some garlic butter and have that bake my chicken in it. I wrap it in foil with garlic butter, and it's absolutely delicious. So that's 1 teaspoon. Another teaspoon could be, I have it here. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll pop a teaspoon here. I have it with my pre-workout, because I have a teaspoon of almond butter with my banana and my Energize. Energize, you're allowed Energize. It's not an extra, you know, it doesn't come out of your containers or anything. And then I've got another 2 spoons. So where would I use my other 2 spoons? Okay, so if I'm feeling a bit peckish or snackish still after dinner, as my dessert, I would have literally a tiny handful, teaspoonful of cacao nibs. So I'm just going to duplicate that, because they are super strong. They're actually really good for you. but they are very high in cocoa, which is good for us. And cocoa nibs, cacao nibs accounts for 1 teaspoon. And just trying to think, where would my other teaspoon go? Because I've still got 1 extra I can use. I might have, I may have a coffee with coconut oil and butter as a mid-afternoon drink. I know that sounds kind of strange, and I'm going to struggle to pop it on here. I could add it here, I suppose. So if I just like underneath my snacks, because coffee and tea are free extras, so are spices and herbs. So coffee with coconut oil and butter. And I wouldn't have an awful lot of coconut oil or butter with it, but sometimes I'll have it, especially if I'm feeling a bit sort of like I need to pick me up, which is rare. But I might just have that as a little extra treat. I actually really like it blended up and whizzed up. It makes it really silky. So you can see there, I've made these a bit big, which means I can't fit it all in. But that's a really simple way of putting a meal plan together. And you could pretty much use that every single day. It's entirely up to you what sort of meals that you like, but we've got so many recipes in the various resources in our groups, etc. So there's definitely something for you to find, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. And if you start with your proteins and your carbs, it's very easy to mix the others in to sort of fill out into meals. And you'll find that you are eating way more than you think you will eat. When I follow Time Nutrition, I just cannot believe how much. I mean, it's just like, oh my goodness, it's time to eat again. Oh my goodness, it's time to eat again. That's why it helps so much with cravings, and if you're trying to go teetotal and stuff like that. So now I'm just going to pop back into Beachbody On Demand, and I'm going to show you where all those. So if you go to workouts, where the 8-day obsession information is, and also 21-day fix information, and also the nutrition guide, which you all have access to. So this is the program. Go to program materials and click the nutrition tab. And this gives you the food lists, which is you've already got in the group. Sorry about the dogs, this is really frustrating. And this is where all the eating plans are. So you've got vegan eating plans. I tend to eat vegan 2 or 3 times a week, but if you mix and match, you need to still follow the omnivorous plan, not the vegan plan, because the vegan plan has different food groups in the different container categories. So, they also have an area of questions here, just in case you're a little bit unsure about something. So that's where you'll find out all that. I also want to show you the 21-day fix, because they also follow the container system. And this will also just give you some extra information. So you can have a quick look at that. Let's have a quick look at the eating plan. And this is going to have loads. It tells you how it works. Find the container plan that's right for you. I mean, there are just so many resources. So, really it's you've got the, this will show you how to work out your caloric baseline for your calorie target. It's all done for you in the nutrition guide, but this is the equation that happens on the nutrition guide. So you won't actually see this same page. So if you actually want to see the sort of how it's broken down in detail, you can have a look at that. This is in the 21-day fix, and also you'll find it in the 8-day obsession meal plan. But this gives you all, again, it works in the same calorie bracket for plan B. This is where I fall. It tells me what I can have. And then you'll find that it's got, it'll have lots of recipes in it as well. So here you go. It's got, you can't really go wrong. It's like 3 sample days here. So it just gives you loads and loads of information, but it's down to you to adopt the approach that, yes, it might be a little bit busy for you at the beginning, but it works, and actually it's a heck of a lot easier than you think it's going to be. As soon as you sort of start to use the containers or the container equivalents, it falls into place really easily. And don't get sort of discouraged by thinking, oh, you know, I've missed out on a container, or today I had a pizza and I shouldn't have had a pizza. You know, that's normal life. That these plans are built to enable enjoyable living. They're sort of based on the 80-20 rule, so we try and eat healthy most of the time, but we're allowed a bit of a bit of a party. Life is going to be fun, right? So don't feel too stressed don't feel stressed at all. Just try and stay on the plan when you can, but do take time to have a look through these, because it will give you so much inspiration as to how to, you know, make it an easy system for you to follow. And the systems work. This, you know, there's no cutting out food groups. Cutting out food groups long term does not work. Starving yourself does not work. We all know that. That's why yo-yo diets are just so bad for us. The body goes into survival mode and we end up hanging on to even more fat than we did in the beginning. So, you know, just have confidence in the approach. The system works. It's worked for hundreds of thousands of people before you. So I promise you it is going to work. And we have some really lovely sweet treats as well. So just want to go into the nutrition guide that comes with every program now. So if I pop into Amwala, which is what I'm doing at the moment, 6 weeks, go to nutrition, and you want to scoot down to page 19. I can just let it quickly load up, because page 19 and page 20 are where the information is for working out your calorie level. So have a look at those. So for instance, if you want to lose weight, now I have been drinking my little way through my bottles of Prosecco, and I'm about 5 pounds heavier than I want to be. So I would like to lose weight, ideally. So I weigh at about anywhere between 134 and 136 kilograms. Sorry, not kilograms, pounds. So I fall in here. I want to lose weight, so I'm going to be at least 1,200 calories if I'm following a beginner to intermediate workout program intensity, or at least 1,500 calories when I follow something like 6 weeks of the work, which is what I'm doing now. That is intermediate to advanced category. So I need to be eating at least 1,500 calories a day. Now, you're going to need to see how you feel on it. If you're feeling depleted and it's not enough, you probably need to up it a bit. And I have quite a fast metabolism. I've always eaten a lot. So I'm not worried if I go over this a little bit, but this is a guideline. So, you know, it's really important that you recognize, are you actually hungry or are you bored? You know, hang on in there for the first few days so you have chance just to see how the system is working for you. But if you find, you know, after a week or so and you've got your nutrition on point, you're eating the healthy stuff, if you're still feeling a little bit like you need a bit more, add to it, because of course all of our needs are slightly different. You know, I don't just do a workout, I take the dogs for a walk as well. And okay, it's not like a high powered walk or anything, but it's, you know, it's still burning up extra calories. And I work long days, so, you know, your brain uses up a lot of calories as well. So just be aware of that. And so that's it. And, you know, if you want to build mass, this is not going to make you fat, but this is going to promote muscle mass growth. So, or if you want to maintain your weight, you know, you'd look at this category. So it's super, super simple. I think when you first start, you think, you know, oh my God, there's a 75-page booklet there, and there's this booklet there. And most of this book is recipes. It's got loads of recipes. Most of our guides are just full of healthy recipe options. Now, if you're using something like Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset, you will follow these approaches. So you'll follow either 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, or if you have them both, like I do, I follow a hybrid version of them both. I love some of Ilana's suggestions. Things like instead of eating rice, blend up raw cauliflower florets. Make that it looks like couscous, and you can bake it, you can fry it, you can steam it. Personally, I think steaming is a bit floppy. I like to bake it in the oven. It makes it a bit crispier and crunchier. And I actually add desiccated coconut onto the top of it, and I bake it in coconut oil. I think it's lovely. She also suggests, instead of using spaghetti, to use spaghetti squash instead of eating, or zoodles, so zucchini or courgettes, spiralize those. You can get a spiralizer, it's super cheap, or you can just use like a vegetable peeler, and you can peel spirals of courgettes that way. And you just pan fry those for a few minutes in some either butter or oil or coconut oil, whatever you like. And they both encourage you to drink water. Her approach is drink water before you eat. And I think it actually works really, really well. I hit my lowest ever weight when I followed 2B Mindset to the T. I loved it. But I love the timed nutrition of 8 Day Obsession, which combines these portion container systems. So they are both fantastic in their own right. You don't need to buy them both. But if you struggle with nutrition specifically, I would highly recommend you looking at them both and deciding which you prefer. I've got some information to help you make that choice. And if you are feeling like you need a complete reset, this is a course in and of itself. It's got 88 videos, 21-day guide to cleaner eating and healthier living. It will entirely get you off your cravings. It'll blitz you from your sugar and the toxins. It really is what it says on the pack. It is a complete reset. It's fantastic, and you will shed pounds very fast. If you've got something like a wedding to go to, or I don't know, you've got a business conference and you just want to feel absolutely tip top, you want to be doing this. And also, just to let you see, where are we? We've got the Shakeology channel. Got lots of inspiration and recipes there. I've also got loads in our Bootcamp, and you've also got Fix8, the cooking show. So you can have a look through here. There are loads and loads of resources, and they're all Fix approved. They're all 8 Day Obsession approved. You can break it down here. And then I also just want to pop back, because I just saw something else that caught my eye, which I've forgotten to mention to you. Is, where the heck is it? I've not seen this one. I don't actually know if I've got access to this. Oh no, it was the here you go. I just wanted to go into our unit. Sorry, I've got a couple of messages up there. And here you go. If you go into the Shakeology, I've got some individual recipes, but here we've got loads of different Shakeology recipes, so have a look through that as well. But the units now, if you look at unit 2, it's Meal Prep 101. That has got literally anything and everything that you could need in order to get on top of your nutrition, how to meal prep on a budget. I didn't mean to go into that. But you've got so many resources available to you. So explore it. If you've got any questions, obviously get in touch with either me or whoever added you to our group. The containers cheat sheet is here just to show you quickly. So if you've not got the containers, that tells you what foods principally go in those. And we've also got, I just want to show you this. There we go. And that's essentially one green container is 1 cup, and one purple, the green and the purple containers are the same size. The red container is slightly smaller. Carbs container is smaller again. So it just gives you an idea of what each color corresponds to. If you've got normal, you haven't got the container system, but you've just got normal cups and serving sizes in your house in various boxes and spoons and scoops and jars and things like that. So I really hope that has helped. And yeah, I'm about to add my own sweaty selfie to our bootcamp today, and get in touch if you've got any questions.